I was not born with a face, at least not one that stayed the same. My mother told me she found me crying in the woods, wrapped in nothing but leaves and blood, wearing a face that did not belong to me. She said it slid when she touched it, like skin that had not decided who it was yet. She burned it off before it could finish becoming something. Not because she hated me, but because she understood what I was and what would happen if anyone ever truly saw me. After that, she wrapped my head in cloth, tied it tight, and raised me far away from people. Deep in the forest, where nothing could look at me long enough to be hurt by it. She taught me how to speak, how to walk, how to behave like a human child. But she never let me forget that I was not one. She told me that I was empty in a way that humans could never be, and that emptiness was dangerous. She said humans could not see emptiness without trying to fill it, and when they tried, something inside them would break. That was why I had to wear the mask. That was why I could never be seen. That was why I could never leave. Then I met Jamie. Jamie was camping in the woods with her father, and she wandered far enough from their campsite to find me sitting by the creek. She was bright and loud and curious in a way I had never experienced before. She asked me questions, laughed at my answers, and didn't seem bothered by the mask. She told me about school, friends, movies, cities, and crowds of people moving together like a single organism. She made the world feel larger and warmer than the quiet forest I had always known. Over time, I realized I was not just listening to her, I was studying her, memorizing the way her face moved, the way her voice shifted with emotion, the way her eyes reflected light when she was excited or afraid. I didn't understand then that I was collecting her. One afternoon, she told me she wanted to leave the woods. She said her father was hiding her, that she wanted to go home, that she wanted me to come with her. She stepped closer than she ever had before and reached for the knot at the back of my neck. I knew I should stop her. I knew what my mother had warned me about, but something inside me wanted her to look. Not to see me, but to give me something I didn't have. When she untied the mask and my face was exposed, nothing happened at first. She smiled, relieved, almost disappointed that nothing was wrong. Then her pupils dilated until her eyes were almost black, and her smile froze into something strained and wrong. Her hands went to her face as if by instinct, not in fear but in confusion. As if something inside her was trying to fix a mistake. She started scratching at her cheeks, then clawing, then tearing at her own skin while screaming in a voice that no longer sounded human. Her father came running when he heard her scream, and when he saw her, he froze, then slowly turned his head toward me. I felt something enter him at that moment. Not possession, but recognition. Like his mind had found something it had been searching for without knowing why. His face twisted into a mixture of horror and longing. And then he grabbed his daughter's head and pressed his forehead against hers, while laughing and crying at the same time. He bit into her cheek like he was tasting something he had waited his entire life to taste. I ran back to the cabin while the sounds behind me stopped being human. My mother did not ask what happened. She only asked if the girl had seen my face. When I nodded, she told me the truth. She had been hiding from me my entire life. We were not demons or ghosts or monsters in any way people understood. We were absence given form. Humans have identities, boundaries, a sense of self. We do not. When a human mind looks directly at something with no identity, it tries to create one, tries to fill the emptiness with itself, and in doing so, it collapses. Some people lose their minds, some lose their faces, some lose their souls. The worst ones lose themselves completely and become like me. That is how we reproduce. Not through birth, but through psychological ruin. Now, I live among humans. I wear better masks made from silicone, pigment, and careful imitation. I smile at the right times, listen at the right moments, and let people feel seen, because humans crave that more than anything else. They want to be understood, to be witnessed, to be recognized. When someone is lonely enough, broken enough, or desperate enough to be seen, I let my mask slip just a little. Just enough for them to look too long. When they do, I feel something fill inside me. Not because I take their face, but because I take their need, their longing, their sense of self, and leave them hollow enough to become something else. And that is why I will never stop wearing the mask. Not to protect them from me, but to protect myself from how much I want them.